Hey everybody, Kevin here with Kevin's Way Works. So behind me here I have a 2015 Buick Encore, and the customer complaint is the brakes are touchy and my friends keep making fun of me. Can you please fix my car, Dad? So here we are. Let's see if we can get this guy fixed. Alright, let's see how many miles are on this thing. 113,978 miles on this 2015 Buick Encore with the 1.4 liter turbo engine. Alright guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get this jacked up real quick. We'll get this wheel off and we'll see if we can figure out what's wrong. So here we go. I have a 10, a 13, and an 18, all from different sets, but they'll all work just fine. So first thing we have to do is take this dampener off, but it's also part of the bolt that goes in and holds the caliper in place. So I'm going to pop this back a little bit just so I don't tear the boot. And then I'm going to get this guy right about there, and I like to get enough space so I can just use my hands and go ahead and push up like that. And then that should be enough now to where I can just spin this off by hand. So let's go ahead and spin this guy off. And we'll set it out of the way. Now this should be free. Let's go ahead and tilt the caliper. It must be holding up on the pad. Oh, there we go. There we go. I just wanted to pull it out so we can check. Yeah, look at that, guys. That sucker is in there. Oh, she's tight. Not as bad as the front was, but it is definitely tight in there. So let's go ahead and let's pull it out completely. Let's take a look at it and see. So this is according to the manual, this bushing on the rear brakes is supposed to be on the bottom. In the front it's on the top, in the rear it's on the bottom. But I already did the other side and it was the same thing. This was on the top. Not according to the manual, it's supposed to be on the bottom. This one's not too bad, but mostly because, you know, the bushing didn't allow enough grease to get up in there for it to lock up. So we're going to clean it off anyway. Let's go ahead and leave it in there for now. I'm going to take the other one out. So we're going to get this guy right here. There's no way to get a socket in here, so you have to use a wrench. Unless you really want to take your brake hose off, which I don't think you're going to want to do. This one's got an angled end on it, so I can't grab it. There we go, we got it. This might not come out because of the hose. That's okay. Let me get something to hang this with. Oh no, guys, my metal hanger's missing. I just used it yesterday. I found it. It was just laying on the ground. So I'm just going to either hang it up here on, I think I'm going to hang it up there. Actually there might not be enough room because of that parking brake cable. Yeah, there's not enough room, so we're going to have to hang it down here. Let's go ahead and hang it off this bracket here. Like so. That should be good, guys. There's good. Look at that. We did it. You guys did it. This one does not need pads on the rear yet. I did order new pads for the front. So we're going to do pads on the front at some point. Probably tomorrow. So there will be a video on that if you need it. Let's go ahead and pull this bottom one out if we can. This was a little tight too. See how tight that is? That should slide in and out easily. Oh no. Guys, the other side I had to use a wrench to get it out. Look how tight that is. I can push it in, but then I can't pull it out any further, so that sucker is in there. Let's go ahead and see if we can loosen it up and back it out. Not too bad. The other side was like, I could barely turn it with the wrench. So I'm going to see if this will loosen it up. I already feel it loosening up. Alright, So not too bad, not too bad. Oh, see how this is going to lock it up though. See how I cannot move it with my fingers? This is going to make it, this is going to cause issues for sure. So right now I'm just rocking it back and forth while I'm pulling out on it with a wrench. So see this little line right here? That is, this line right here, that is the wrong grease that has turned to a thick, hardened glue, basically. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned off. We're going to clean the inside of both of these bores also, and then we'll get them put back in. I'm going to put this one on the top. I'm going to put the one with the bushing on the bottom, because that is what my manual says. I looked at 2 different service guides, and both of them said the rubber bushing goes on the bottom in the rear. Now guys, if you know that that's wrong, you have other information that says otherwise, let me know so I can put some information in the description to tell other people that I was wrong. I just wiped off the grease that was up there, but you can see this stuff won't come off with just wiping because it's hardened on there. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned up. All right, guys, so I'm just going to take this rag. I'm going to spray a little brake parts cleaner on it. Let's see if we can get this stuff off. Look, so the brake parts cleaner takes it right off, no problem. Looks pretty good. All right, set that one aside. Let's go ahead and take this other one. Let's take the rubber off. I don't know if the brake parts cleaner will bother that or not, the rubber bushing. If we don't have to use it, I'm not going to. So it looks like there is some goo on the end. I am just going to clean that end up with the brake parts cleaner. I'm going to stay away from that rubber. All right, guys. I'm going to leave that like that. Let's go ahead and clean those bores out. I have a bore cleaner. This one's actually for firearms, but this works perfect for cleaning out bores on a vehicle. The engine, I use these for cleaning engines when I rebuild engines, and for cleaning these little bores for your caliper pins. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them online, wherever you want to get them. Sporting goods store, wherever. I'm going to put a little brake parts cleaner in there, and we're just going to hit it up with this brass brush. So I'm just making sure that I hit all around the inside, because this brush is just a tiny bit smaller than this bore. Got to be careful. I got it jammed in there and it pulled out of the crimp part, so I had to crimp it a little tighter with some pliers. So there is a bunch of grease and junk up on there. I'm going to blow that off with the brake cleaner. Let's go ahead and blow this out a little bit. Some chunky stuff did come out with it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it right around here like so. And then I'm going to spray it down a little bit. This one's been used already on the other side. Like I said, be careful, because I pulled it out and then I had to fish the piece out with a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers. But this should do a really good job of getting all the junk out of it. See all that little grease on the bottom there? Let's give it one final spray down. Alright guys, we should be good and clean inside that bore. Let's do the same for the bottom. I can actually feel it catching on that grease, and then it breaks away, and then it's gone. Okay. This is awkward because I have to hold the can backwards. I lost my little sprayer. My little spray tube is not staying on there very well. Gonna have to be careful. I can feel that coming off again. I don't want to have to dig it out with the pliers. And give it one last cleaning. And I'm going to call that good, guys. Call that good. Now we want to get all that brake cleaner out of there. We don't want to put anything back on with that cleaner in there possibly still. So let's go ahead and get the air compressor ready. We might have enough pressure still. All right, I'm just going to blow in here with the air compressor. And we'll see if it's dry. And that should be good. Now that that's done, let's clean the inside of these boots out. They're really greasy. And I'm just going to take this paper towel, stick it on up in there like so. And I'm just going to roll it around and try to wipe all that grease off onto the paper towel. Like so. Got most of it. Let's go ahead and give it a little spritz. Take another somewhat clean spot on our paper towel and do it one more time. Just like that. Alright guys, I think that's clean enough. Let's get the other one clean. That one's filthy. So there's two different types of grease in here. There's a purple, and then there's probably, like I said, moly grease. This purple I think is ceramic, Permatex Extreme Ceramic. At least that's what it looks like. So somebody put two different things in there. I didn't do the rear on this. I did the front, and I did use the purple stuff on the front. But I do have some even better stuff that I really like to use, and this is called Sil Glide by AGS. Got to make sure you get the right stuff. There is a different type of Sil Glide that I believe is a different formulation that is a general purpose and is not specifically for brakes. So I like to use this one. Let's go ahead and get these greased up and put back together. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this boot on. Otherwise it's just going to wipe off all the grease anyway. So I'm going to put the boot on. I'm going to take my grease. I'm going to put some of the grease on. Like so. And we're going to get this wiped in. And this stuff's interesting. It turns purple as you apply it. Alright, let's go ahead and slide this one in. I'm going to put a little more on. Put a little more on. Snap the boot in place. And she's good to go. See how easily that moves in and out? Now there is some suction, I mean, because there's no way for the air to get in, but you can see how easily that moves in and out. That's what you want. Let's do the other one. Again, let's put the boot on it. And let's get what's on my finger onto this one, and then we'll put a little bit more on it. This is good. Now the purple stuff, the Permatex I was talking about, that is also okay on these rubber bushings. Specifically says it is safe on rubber and other rubber-like materials. I think it actually specifically lists them, so. And once again, I'll put a little bit more on here. Alrighty. And then get that one snapped in place. That one is now good to go. See how easy they slide in and out now? No more brake problems. No more brake problems, guys. Let's go ahead, get that caliper put back on. Ooh, the sun came out. It's getting my back. It's getting my back pretty good. Now, this does have torque specs, but I don't have a torque. I have a torque socket wrench, but I don't have a box end torque wrench, so I can't torque them. I'm just going to tighten them up to what I think feels like the correct torque. All right, guys, let's get these bolts back in. These get torqued to 21 foot-pounds. I don't have a way to torque them because I don't have an actual torque box end wrench. So I'm going to give them what I think is 21 foot-pounds. So let's start with the top. We'll get this dampener installed. You might have to pull this out a little bit, get it lined up. Feels like it's a little too low. There it is. All right, now that that's hand tightened, let's go ahead and tighten it with the wrenches. Now guys, one important thing that it states in the service manual in like bold letters is to not let this wrench contact the caliper while you're tightening it. So I don't know exactly how this happens, but it says not to let it happen, because if you do, you'll have pulsations in the brake pedal when you're applying the brakes. No idea how that's possible unless it bends something. Maybe it bends the pin. I don't know. So I am going to follow their warnings, and I'm going to let that sit right about there so we're not contacting the caliper. So let's go ahead and tighten this up. And it does say also to use box end wrenches to do this. So I'm going to kind of guess at 21 foot-pounds. I've already probably exceeded it. Now here's a problem though. These wrenches will bend and spin on this. So it's really hard to use a box end wrench to tighten something like this. Maybe I'm exceeding 21 foot-pounds while I'm doing it, but just be careful. Don't let it spin. Don't go so tight that you damage the head here. So another thing you can try is a 1/2-inch wrench. A 1/2-inch wrench is a little smaller than 13 millimeter. And let me go ahead and show you that they do fit better than a 13. So here is a 1/2-inch. And you'll see how tight that is? See how I barely have any movement in it? At this distance, there's what? 1/8 of an inch movement. But with the 13 millimeter, watch how much movement there is. Man, there's like an inch movement. So it's probably better to use a 1/2-inch wrench to tighten these so you don't roll the edge of that bolt over. So I'm going to call that sufficient. Let's go ahead and do the bottom one. So the bottom one's right here. Again, it's blocked by a hose, so you cannot get a socket on it. Trying to tighten it by hand as far as possible. Let's pull this back again. Oops, sorry guys, this one's 10 millimeters. I'm trying to use the 13, it's 10 millimeter. It's an awkward angle. Working at an awkward angle. I almost have it enough. I think I might turn, there we go. And let's go with the, no, we got to do 10 millimeter on this one. Let's keep the 10 millimeter. And on this one, I'm going to use the box end again. because I feel we get a better grip on it and it's not going to spin. So here we go, click, click, 21 foot-pounds. Now that that's done, make sure you push your little booties back up here. Push your boot back on, like so. And then also the upper one, make sure you get the boot back on that one. If you need to, you can pinch it on the side and pull it up. That'll help expand it some. And there it is. So, and if you want to, just to have a little better protection, you can smear some grease on here, and that'll help keep the elements out. Let's go ahead and do that. Just put a little bit on there. I'll put a little dab right about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to spin it around, and that'll help spread it. And I'll do the same thing down here, guys. That way no water can get up in there, or it's less likely for water to be able to sneak past that grease layer since it fills in the gap. So the rear is done. We are torqued to as close to 21 foot-pounds as we could guess. Just double check your work, make sure you did do everything and you did tighten everything. So we're good to go here. Let's go ahead and get the wheel back on. Oh no, guys, we have a nail in the tire. Oh no. Guys, we have a nail in the tire. But anyhow, let me go ahead and fix that before I put it back on. All right, let's get this wheel back on. I'm going around in a circle. All right, guys, she's done. I don't know about you guys, but I always enjoy working in the beaten down sun. I'm being facetious. All right, guys, now we have it off. Let's go ahead and loosen these bolts up, and let's check our pins. You know what? You guys can't see that. That's unacceptable. Say, Kevin, that's unacceptable. We can't see that. Please go ahead and redo it, sir. All right, let's set that down. Let's go ahead and see if we can open this, rotate this caliper. Doesn't want to rotate, guys. She's locked in place. Why are you locked in place? Typically it'll rotate outwards unless you're supposed to rotate it at the bottom. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and take the bottom one off and then we'll hang it up. Guys, I think I left my little metal thing hanging back here. No, I didn't. It's on the ground. My fear is I'm going to leave it up in the wheel well, and then my wife or kids are going to drive away and damage things. I think this one can get hung on the spring. Uh-oh, don't puncture my glove. There it is, guys. Let's go ahead and hang it up. Don't put too much strain on the hose. I mean, that should be good right there. Now, I've done the front ones, but holy cow, this one's seized up again. Look at that, guys. So, I think when I did them, though, I didn't clean the bore, and I should have. We're going to go ahead and do the bore as well, because this one is seized up again pretty bad. This one is moving okay, but it's not as loose as I would want it to be. She's dusty. Don't breathe in this dust. You don't know what's in those brake pads. Just a little tip from Kevin. Yeah, see, even though I cleaned it up and I put the purple on this, you can still see some of the thicker stuff in there. So let's go ahead and take this boot off and examine it. Oh, no. This one was binding up. It wasn't really binding up. It was the rubber bushing that's on it that was causing it to feel like it was binding up. See how it just makes it a little tighter. I think it helps with vibrations and sounds, so that was not an issue. The upper one's good. The bottom one is seized, though. So let's go ahead and clean this one off. Yeah, this one's good. We're still going to redo it. So I've got that lightly cleaned off. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this bottom one spun out. Hopefully it'll come out without too much issue. So that one's on there pretty good, guys. At least I can't turn it by hand. Oh no. Water got through. Look at that. Oh no, I'm gonna have to buy a new. Oh no, this is worse than before. I might have to buy a whole new bracket. That's not good, guys. That's not good. I might be able to loosen it up. I felt like it turned. Oh, no, that's not turning. Oh, no. That's not good. Look at all that rust in there. How did that happen? No, guys. Can we get this boot over that? I don't think we can get this boot off enough to even get in there. That's not good, guys. That's not good at all. At the very least, I don't know if this is a aluminum. Let's check and see if it's aluminum. I don't have a magnet. Yeah, I do. Oh no, it's steel, guys. We're gonna have to replace that. Son of a gun. Son of a gun, guys. I'm gonna tap it with a hammer and see if we can loosen that up. Ew, guys. I don't think that's gonna come out. Tell you what, let's go ahead and impact it. Let's get the impact driver on it. I'm going to start with my little impact driver. This one's really just meant for woodworking and stuff like that, but it does work pretty good. It does work pretty good on metal stuff sometimes. All right, we're gonna have to get the big boy. All right, let's see what we get. I don't think that's gonna come out, guys. I may take it into the press and press it, but when I do, it's going to damage that pin. Feels like it's turning, but I don't know if we're just destroying the metal or not. No, I think it's turning. I heard like a little tick. I think it's going to break off. Yeah, it's breaking off, look. Yeah, she's dead. She's done for, guys. Oh well, we tried. It was turning a little bit, but obviously it's somehow got water in it. And that's not broken. Unless there's a split in the boot. Oh, there's a split in the boot, guys. Oh no. Look at that. Right there's a split. Well, that stinks. Looks like I'm running to the auto parts store. Yeah, that brake, look how much it wore that brake down. Right there. The other side has a lot more meat on it than that. And this is the inside. Oh boy, oh boy. There's always something, guys. There's always something. I wonder if that boot was broken when I did these last time. All right, those are 18 millimeter. Let's break those free. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. How's that? Yeah, look at that, guys. Look at that. Now these things are tight. Let's see if I can get it. Plus they have Loctite on them, which makes them even tighter. So we are going to be lazy. We're going to be lazy. I don't know if this battery's dead. This impact driver don't want to take those off. We're going the old-fashioned way. Got holy shnikes! Did somebody put like red Loctite on here? That is ridiculous. That is on there good, guys. Well, that's orange, whatever it is. It's orange and it's really strong stuff. Somebody wanted you to never take these off. Oh my goodness. I hope we're almost there, guys. Can you tell? That is crazy. Wow. Overkill. That's nuts. All right, well, hopefully they'll have one of these in the parts store. Whew. Kevin's tired now. Here's what we got. There was no way we were going to get that out of there. This is metal, or this is cast steel. But there's your problem, people. There's your problem. So we need to get new pins. We need to get new boots. We need to get a new front right caliper bracket. So wish me luck, because my wife needs to take this car Friday to take it back to my daughter to get her car back. And today's Wednesday. So here I go. I'm going out to the auto parts store. Actually, I'm going to go online. I'm going to see what the auto parts stores have. And I'm going to see what the dealer price is as well. And if the dealer price is better, I'll just go to the local dealer. That's about 10, 15 miles away. And we'll see if they have one. All right, guys, this turned interesting, huh? Well, guys, nothing as easy as you think it's going to be. I thought these brackets would be readily available, but they really aren't. You can't just get the bracket. They don't sell the bracket at any of the auto parts stores. The dealer has the bracket, but it's $170 some bucks MSRP, and they won't do any type of discount. So I'd have to pay the full price. The auto parts stores have the, you can buy the caliper and the bracket as one kit. It's $101, but you have to pay a cord charge. So the cord charge at AutoZone is $45. The cord charge at Advanced Auto is $75. AutoZone has a 20% off discount going on. You can, anything over 100 bucks, you get 20% off. The problem is you can't apply that to in-store purchases or online purchases that you pick up the same day. You have to have them shipped. However, they do order a ship to home next day. I'm going to try that. I do have to have it by tomorrow. If I don't get it tomorrow, I'm kind of in a bad situation because my wife needs this car Friday. So hopefully it comes tomorrow. All right, everybody, AutoZone has got me my parts. They shipped this last night via FedEx. They got here just a few minutes ago. Not too bad of a turnaround. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that it is the correct part. So this is supposed to be a reman unit. 18B5328. Durlast. Let's see. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. Looks okay so far. Alrighty. Look at that, guys. So let's compare it to the bracket that was jammed up with the caliper pin. Oh, guys, I think that's it. I think that's it. I think we are good to go. So I actually did save myself a lot of money by doing it this way, even though this has the actual caliper included with it and we only need the bracket. The bracket in itself from GM was $50 more than what I paid for all of this. Plus, I can send back everything else if I wanted to, the old one, and get my core back, which is another $45. I don't really think it's necessary to remove the caliper and swap it out. I'm going to just keep that as a spare in case we need it in the future, because like I said, it was a lot cheaper to do it this way than it was the alternative anyway. So we're going to go ahead and take this bracket off, install it on this guy, and get everything back together. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's see what is required to remove these bolts from the pins. These are different size bolts too. Look at that. The originals are 10 millimeter, and those look like 13 millimeters. These are the right. They look right. They look okay, guys. All right, well, anyway, let's get those broken free. Let's see what size they are. I'm going to say 13 millimeter. Oh, no, they're not. They're even bigger. Well, shucks. So that's still an 18. Let's go ahead and push these little rubber guys back first before we do anything else. Ooh, I can't get them to move because they're pushed in so far. My goodness, guys. They're so greasy I can't get a good grip on them to move them. They're all greasy on the outside too. Alrighty, I got to get a 14 millimeter maybe. I have a 14, but I don't think that's right. I think it's a 15. This is a 14. Oh no, it's 14, guys. Actually, let's use a 14 millimeter socket. Alright, we have a 14 millimeter socket. We have our 18 millimeter wrench. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this to come free. Alrighty. There's number one. This looks like it's painted. And guys, I went back and read the service guide, and it does say to not let the wrench touch the caliper when you do this. Alright. We're going to set this guy somewhere else just in case we ever need to use it. Alright, so if we want to, we can verify that everything is where it's supposed to go. So this one goes this way, so the bushing should be, that little rubber bushing should be up on top here. Let's just make sure. And it is. Look at that, guys. So that looks good. That was greased pretty good. And the bottom one here should not have anything. And it does not. And it's just as loose as the original one was. So I'm going to call that good, guys. But let's go ahead and get this guy installed. Okay, she goes like that. Go ahead and put your bolt through. Gotta find the hole. We found the hole. Somebody explained to me why I was able to just turn that in so easily, but it was really hard to remove. All right, let's do the bottom one. Yeah, guys, that makes... Oh, I understand why. Let's go ahead and put some thread locker on these, because all the thread locker got left on the inside of the bracket. I'm going to go ahead and put some blue thread locker on here. That's probably more than enough. And we'll do the same up here. Do the same up here, guys. Just like so. Let me go get the torque on those. I'll be right back. All right, this one gets torqued to 118 foot-pounds. So she is set at the 118. Let's go ahead and see if we can achieve torquage. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this. I'm going to have to crawl under it and pull forward to torque these, I think, guys. So let me go ahead and do that. Woo, it's getting windy, guys. Make sure you get parking brakes set. All right, I still don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. This is kind of an awkward situation here. All right, guys, can you see that? Let's see if I can force this up to 118 foot-pounds. Oh! Got it. Same with this. Oh, earthquake. Oh, guys. Whew. That's it, guys. All done's. No, we're not done. We're not all done's yet. I'm going to take my tube of lube, and I'm just going to put a little dab right here. And then we'll go ahead and snap that guy in. Same thing for the top. Go ahead and snap it in place. Don't get overboard. You don't want it to come off and get all up on the pad surface or anything like that. So those are in place. We're going to take a little bit of lube. I'm going to put a little lube on the top edge here. A little lube on each side. Like so. Not a lot, just a little bit. Goes in this little slot here, and then up in the upper slot there like that. And that's as easy as it is. Alrighty, let's get the outside one in. We're going to take the one that does not have a squealer on it. Put a little lube on it. Go ahead, and this one you have to stick in there a little bit first, and then you can go ahead and slide it on in place, and then push your top on in, just like that. So that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and slap that on. All right, make sure your hose is not twisted. And go ahead and slide her on in. If you need to, push your pins in. Like so. Grab your bolts. And squeeze your bolts on. Screw your bolts on in there. And then this one right here. These have grease on them from being in the box. So they ship greasy, basically. I don't know if they did that on purpose so they don't get rusted or what, but they don't want to spin in because they're greasy. Alrighty, guys. Let's go ahead, tighten those to manufacturer specifications, which is 21 foot-pounds. Alrighty, let's pull these back as much as we can, if we can. We might not even have enough room to pull them back anymore. Alright, well, we're just going to have to be gentle. Let's see if I can get this torque, guys. Alrighty, guys. Had to get a package. So 21 foot-pounds. I'm gonna call that one good. Let's go ahead and do the bottom one. $21 foot-pounds. So that should be good. That is done. All done, guys. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go inside. We're gonna give that brake a few pumps. I'm gonna have you guys watch it out here and see if you can see anything happen. Tell me if you can see it move. It should clamp tight. What'd you guys see? Did it move? All right, we did it. You guys did it. You're awesome. Whew, I got leaks in my gloves. We got some leakage going on here. Anyhow, guys, it's as easy as that. All right, guys, as you saw in this video, we had two issues. With the guide pins, we had the wrong grease was used, and it was causing them to bind up, kind of like turned into a glue, and they couldn't move. And the other issue is there was a crack in that boot causing water to get in, and it completely seized up that one guide pin. So if you have touchy brakes in your vehicle, I recommend checking your guide pins. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Kevin's Way Works. Uh-oh.